afternoon. It's Testimonial Tuesday with the East Orlando Chamber of Commerce. My name is Rick Morris. I am the host this afternoon, and one of my special guests with us today is Virgil Vulcan, who is the owner of ServiceMaster Restoration by Quality Services here in Orlando. We'll get to him in a second, but we do want to say thanks to our sponsors. Our sponsor today is Camacho Photo Cinema. So if you're looking to showcase your event or brand or milestone, Camacho Photo and Cinema transforms ordinary moments into unforgettable visuals, delivering stunning photos, film quality videos, and that you'll treasure for a lifetime. All right, so Testimonial Tuesday, last day. Come on down here. We do have our luncheon coming here, our Great Adventure lunch at we are here at the Ideal Nutrition at 12958 Sunstone Avenue. It's basically like right, you'll find it. Just type in the address at 12958 Sunstone Avenue and pick up your wonderful meal here later on. So, Virgil, you came from Idaho, you moved here to Orlando, you started this ServiceMaster Restoration by Quality Services, 4 years ago?
About 4 years, I packed up my stuff from Idaho and moved down here to Florida. It's pretty much a new world.
Oh, absolutely.
From Idaho to Florida. And I purchased a ServiceMaster franchise and got to work since then.
Fantastic. So, just to go from Idaho to Florida, I mean, I got to ask, what was the draw?
The opportunity.
Opportunity?
There's a lot more opportunity in Florida than Idaho.
Okay.
I grew up there. I lived about 12, 13 years, but I think it was time for me to look for new opportunities.
Right, absolutely. So, with ServiceMaster Restoration by Quality Services, that's a mouthful, but what community successes or examples have you been able, since you've started, that you can showcase on how you helped after a water or maybe a fire damage or something of that nature?
Yeah, we help family return home after a pipe burst and their whole house was flooded or fire, you know. Restoring, for example, restoring local businesses. We were able to have them open faster than they would expect, you know. So,
well, I'm sure every case, when you're dealing with these tragedies that are happening to a home or a business, I mean, it's obviously the business, they need it as fast as possible because they're out of work if they don't have the doors open. When that is it usually fire or is it water usually that is the biggest culprit of some of these?
It varies, it's everything. Each scenario is different, but majority of the time, fires.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you collaborate with the local homeowners or businesses during an emergency situation? What's that like?
We communicate early and often with them. We try to keep them in the loop for everything we do, and our team walks through every step of the way with the customer. We like to ensure they understand each step we're taking, how long it's going to take. We set clear expectation, work directly with insurance when needed, and we stay on site until the job is done. So it's truly a partnership between us
and the client,
and also the insurance carrier.
Right. So when you're out there and you're going through each step, is there one step that seems to be probably the most daunting for you to deal with? Is it?
Most often, since customers don't go through this, they're very confused.
Right.
So we try to be there for them, explain everything clearly, because the insurance industry is very complicated and their wording it's super complicated.
Right.
So we try to simplify it for them to best understand it. For us, it's a little bit easier because we deal with these type of things on a daily basis.
Yeah, you're used to it.
So we're used to it, you know. So we are trying to simplify and explain as best as we could.
Right. Well, that leads me. So, you know, the actions to that and the key process that you demonstrate when that disaster happens through compassion and, you know, efficiency to get that job done is. I mean, I'm assuming that there's a lot of compassion up front because the person just went through a tragedy.
Of course, we do have feelings, and
Right.
you know, we don't treat just as a regular thing, even though for us it's something normal. We use our compassion when talking to the customer, and we make sure we take all the right measures.
Yes.
Everybody has certain needs, so we try to meet everybody's needs.
Do you, so when they request assistance, how can community members, well, I guess request assistance or get involved if they have experienced any water or fire damage? How would they be able to, other people request assistance, how do they get in touch with that? So,
They can call us directly, or email us. Those are the best way to reach us, you know, on our local phone number.
right. So if it's not an emergency per se, but they're concerned about something, yeah, that would be just to reach out that way to ask a
Reach
question.
out, yeah, we can assist them over the phone, or we could go on site in person, inspect the site, and we can advise them what to do next.
Right. So you guess, you know, I guess you could provide, what type of safety or prevention tips would you be able to, you know, help residents prepare for, you know, we all don't want this to happen, but, you know, it happens. So is there a safety tip that you can give in regards to keeping someone from having fire damage or water damage?
Inspect smoke alarms on a daily basis, on a monthly basis.
Right.
You know, with the water, it's a little bit more tricky because that can happen unexpectedly. You know,
Right.
like a pipe burst, or depends of the age of the
home.
plumbing. You know, so.
So if something's leaking, if they detect a leak, should they call a plumber first, or and see what that's like, or when does that call to you come into play?
They could even reach out to us first because we have a relationship with plumbers, electrician,
Right.
roofing companies. We have a list of vendors that we can
That you
bring out.
prefer to work with, so that you trust them that they could go out, take a look at the situation, and determine if it's more serious than it is.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So again, we're here at our great lunch adventures here at Ideal Solutions, Ideal Nutrition, my bad, at 12958 Sunstone Avenue, brand new location. They've got all your meals prepped, ready to go. You can walk in, come out, and you can pick up your meals for an entire week right here. Other things that are coming up here within the chamber, we have the Connect Her, a celebration of women's health, mind, body, and soul. They've got a BOGO, bring a friend, and you can get in. Get that in friend free. That is Thursday, December 4th from 1 to 6 p.m. At the Health and Wellbeing Center in Winter Park. So again, join us on that on December 4th, Thursday, this coming Thursday from 1 to 6 with Connect Her. And also, again, thanks to JJ Camacho from Camacho Photo Cinema. Whether it's a wedding or corporate event or a community celebration, Camacho Photo and Cinema has the talent and experience to bring your story to life in a way that feels cinematic and timeless. I think I said that wrong. Cinematic. It's still early, I guess. I don't know. So we're here again. It is Testimonial Tuesday. My name's Rick Morris. I am blessed to have Virgil Vulcan, who is the owner of Service Restoration by Quality Services. You guys have those long names there, don't you? We're talking about when that tragedy happens in your business or your home, and this is the difficult time in your life when you're trying to figure out things. How do you ensure when they reach out to you to show the transparency, the trust, working with families during those disasters? What about, how do you provide that to them? What type of transparency? Is it just laid out? I know you said you go by step. So is that like laid out on paper, or you go over each step?
Yes, we do have folders and presentation that we present to them. We try to simplify it for them, by showing them proof if they would like to take a look at our past projects, and we are a nation-wide company.
Right.
So, and also prefer a vendor for most of the carriers, the big carriers out there.
Right. So yeah, you mentioned you're you're a Service Master alone. Service Master Restoration is a nationwide company, but you have this franchise here to cover Orlando. So,
exactly, yeah.
Right. So what are the main differences between an insurance-covered restoration project and a self-paid, out-of-pocket service? What would be the big difference there?
We deal self-pay, sometimes that insurance, it's not covering it, so you have to be paid from the customer.
Right.
And insurance carrier, we deal directly with the insurance, and we provide them all the necessary documentation for them to determine, if the claim is covered or what steps. And we just work directly with the insurance carrier adjusters. And
what's the if there is, when insurance isn't covering something, is there something that's common that most that may not get covered? I mean, obviously everybody's insurance is based on what plan they have, but is there something that might be something that people should know that they should definitely have coverage on in their home?
Yeah, when they first get their policy, they would have to ask specific question, be familiar with what they're getting, and the best person to ask that is their agent, to make sure they have roof leak coverage, also mold coverage. Most policy don't have that. Also sewer backup.
Okay.
And let's say it all depends where the water intrusion comes from. Most policy don't have a flood coverage.
Right.
If the water comes through the door, or you overflow something, it might not be in your policy. So you might have to check with your agent
to make sure
you have the right coverages in place.
And some people don't even realize that you might not be in a flood area, and you say, "Oh, I don't need any flood insurance," and then you forget.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, my pipe busted.
Also they got to make sure they have the right limits in place.
Okay.
That way they don't come out with the surprise like, oh, I'm not covered, or the damage is to an extent that there are no funds over there.
Okay. So you've got to have that right. Well, that's a good point. How do you guide customers through the insurance claim process to make it as smooth as possible? I know you say you work directly with them, so I'm guessing are you providing assistance with the insurance agent, or getting them together, or how does that?
So we ask the customer to review their policy, be aware of their deductible,
okay,
what it would need to be out of their own pocket, and they would have to make a claim first with their insurance, and we can walk them step by step.
Right.
We can do that. And after we have a claim number and the insurance information, we can step in and take control of that.
Hey, you're busy. Somebody's calling in there. That's okay. That's all right. So as far as insurance companies, since we're talking about them, which ones do you tend to work mostly with or partner with?
There's a few of the big carriers that we work with often State Farm, farmers, which they're no longer in Florida, but there are still few policy out there, you know, but when the time to renew, they're no longer going to be in Florida. So.
Right. So yeah, farmers, well, too many hurricanes that one year.
Too many hurricanes.
So
this year, you know, there's nothing going on.
No,
so.
it's been we've been blessed on that front. We'll see what happens next year. As far as documentation for a client to have, you know, with insurance, again, you've talked about they should know their limits. They should know what their deductible is. Is there any other documentation they would need, you know, from their insurance company that's off the top of your head that you can think of that would be important?
So they would need a signed contract, you know, between the insurer and the customer. You know, we do provide that to the customer. Besides that, everything got to be well noted, you know, between us, insurance carrier. We got to keep everything transparent, but we do most of the work, all the documentation. We submit it to the insurance.
Right.
When we do our inspection, we go ahead and do the sketch, take measurements, and we submit all that information to the insurance agency.
So, how do you, as far as financing options or payment plans, are they available for the self-paid clients?
Yes, we do offer in-house financing. When we understand not everybody, you know, when tragedy hits, not everybody has money to cover.
Right.
So we do work with few lenders, and we also offer in-house financing for them to take care of the bill.
Okay. So, and how, when you're going through the different, the different financing and payment plans, is it more of month to month for them, or I mean, through credit card, or is there, like, do you actually work with a bank or something that helps them out?
Yeah, when we do it, we try to do it. If we do it in-house, we try to do it mount to mount. Also, we do have few lenders that we work with that they could take out a credit line or a loan.
Okay.
And that's separate from us, but you know,
Right.
we work with them all the time.
So once again, you're clearly communicating the cost expectations, helping them, guide them, so that there's no shock value when it comes
we
into.
do not want no surprises. You know,
Right.
we try to be transparent each step of the way. You know, so of course there will be an interest. You know, if you do decide to.
Right. Oh, we're going back to the financing
Going
element.
back
Yes.
to the
Yeah. Well, yeah.
financing,
That's.
yeah. Which is typical.
Right.
You know,
I would be
for-
shocked if there wasn't any. That would be very difficult.
Yeah.
So they fully know their options when you're going through there. The shock. I mean, I'm assuming you probably have stories of where people are just like, oh, I can't believe this is.
Yeah, but we try to avoid that. You know, we never really, not from our end. You know, we are transparent and let them know each step of the way. That way, sometimes it might take longer. The process might take longer, and it's something that it's out of our control because we do communicate with the insurance, and they would have to give all the proper approvals
Right.
for us to start. And if something it's not covered, we notify the customer, hey, this might be something out of
Come out of pocket,
Pocket,
versus
you know.
what insurance is covering.
yeah, you might not cover, you might not be covered. So we don't want people to have surprises. We are not the type of company where we'll just go ahead and do it and
Right.
send you the bill at the end.
At the end,
like,
and go, hey, here you go.
surprise, you know.
Yeah, nobody really cares for that. So, what are some of the most common misconceptions about insurance coverage for water and fire restoration services?
Many people think that all water damage is covered,
Right.
or fire cleanup, but that is not the case. It depends the source of the loss, where the water came. Was that a pre-existing damage? Was that a long-term issue? So we need to assess that prior to the insurance giving the verdict.
Right.
Is it going to be covered or is it not going to be covered?
Okay.
So
So that's the big one right there. So again, we're out here at Great Lunch Adventures at Ideal Nutrition, where you get a chance to enjoy delicious meals that are already prepared. You can walk in the door and then walk out, and then you can serve your family for the whole week if you wanted to. It's at 12958 Sunstone Avenue. Please come on by and join us for our lunch here. Again, this is Testimonial Tuesday, and it's brought to you by JJ Camacho with Camacho Photo Cinema. From the first frame to the final edit, Camacho Photo and Cinema is dedicated to excellence. They pride themselves on delivering visuals that just don't document an event, but truly capture its energy and emotion. Some of the great events that are coming up here with the Chamber is Feast in the East. Ladies and gentlemen, that's February 26th from 5 to 8 p.m. You don't want to miss this event. We have numerous wonderful restaurants that provide us their signature dish and drink. You don't want to miss out because it's unlimited food and eat and drinking, and you'll be digesting for a while after that. So join the Feast in the East. You can get your tickets now. It's February 26th. And then tomorrow night, it's the holiday style with the Real Estate Trades and Network event, the next level. It's over at Rock and Brews in Lee Vista. For that event, you can join us. Wear your best ugly sweater and holiday hat for a chance to win a great special prizes. Can't miss that. I've got plenty of ugly sweaters, and that's not just because I have holiday ones. I just have ugly sweaters. So back from the 80s. Remember the 80s sweaters? They're great. They're awesome. So again, we are here at Testimonial Tuesday with Virgil Vulcan of Service Master Restoration by Quality Services. Man, we got to get to, let's see if we Service SM or QA. There we go. Sorry, QS. There we go. Make it shorter. So what advice can you give to homeowners on reviewing or improving their insurance policies before an emergency occurs? So if you, let's just pretend for a moment, you're buying a new house and you're going, oh boy, all right, it's a brand new house, but what should they be doing with their insurance?
mainly they would have to check in with their agent and make sure they have the right policies in place.
Right. Okay. So what would be the best, I mean, what's the most important policy they should probably be focusing on? So.
I believe people overlook it, but flooding,
Right.
they should definitely have that coverage in place.
Right.
Most people overlook that because it's like it's not gonna rain enough for
Right, yeah.
the water to come from the outside, enter through the door, and
Or even if you have a leak in your house, but you don't realize how quickly you break a pipe in your house, especially if you have a two-story, how fast that water will will flood that.
disaster can strike in seconds. You wouldn't even know what to do, of course.
Right. Well, I made the mistake of breaking a pipe once in my bathroom. By the time I shut off the emergency valve in there, I already had water dripping through my ceiling in my kitchen.
You brought a good point. It's good to know the location of our water valve.
Right.
know? If something like that happens, to know how to shut the water off, or where your electrical breakers are.
Yeah.
You do not want to walk through your house
Trying to figure out where it is.
and of course full of water. There's risk of electrocuting, so that's very
absolutely, yeah.
unsafe. Going back to the right coverages, they should have definitely a hurricane coverage,
Yes.
sewage backup, roof leak, you got to look at it in the long run.
On this,
You might
oh,
pay a
sorry.
little bit more,
Right.
but you are covered. You know you can sleep well at night, not
Right.
comfortably. These things are unavoidable.
Right.
You know, you just
On the sewage backup, and my neighbor had this. Is it mostly because the lines get clogged with tree root, and then it just comes back through there, or what's
mostly, or sometimes depends. Piping, old piping.
Right.
The city has issues. A street backup, and it just sometimes it floods the whole neighborhood. Sometimes you might get lucky, but
What's the more on piping in a home? What's the one that you come across? It's probably the most concerning one, if someone has that.
you were talking about sewer, right?
Well, sewer or just that regular piping. Like, I know that obviously, if you had a polybutylene pipes are now no longer being allowed, or you've got copper pipes, things of that nature. Are those? Which one is the one that you find is the biggest culprit of flooding in a house?
Copper piping.
Copper
usually,
piping,
yeah. The new ones, everybody uses the PVC. It's
Right.
no longer what they used to use in the 50s or in
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we've made some technology advancements on that. I just, because if anybody does have that type of piping in there, you might be concerned, because that, like we've already mentioned, you don't know when that pipe breaks, and it could be in the middle of the night, and you could wake up to 2 inches of water in your house, which
Anything, like bursted pipes always happens, sometimes the feedings, just give up,
Right.
so.
well, the amount of pressure behind that water valve.
Yeah, because we got to think about it, it's continually pressure through those lines, and for years and years and years,
Right. So, so after, I guess, what's the best way, since we're running out of time here, what's the best way to communicate with you? Is it the phone, email, website?
Yeah, you can call us directly on our direct number. It's 407-931-1228.
Okay.
And you can, for more safety tips, you guys can follow us on all our social media platforms,
Right.
Instagram, TikTok. We always post there. We try to post every day tips of what to look for and preparedness, so.
So that if you're on TikTok, that would be, again, Service Master Restoration by Quality Services on TikTok,
And
on Instagram, your website. I'm assuming it's just all that. Again, Service Master Restoration by Quality Services. You got to get it right so you can type it in properly. Well, we're wrapping it up here. So anything else you want to add to this, Virgil, or?
I want to mention that we do service both residential and
Commercial. Right.
Yes, and we do offer not only restoration services but also reconstruction, remodeling. We want to say that when we get there, it's like it never happened, or
Right.
we try to bring the property to its existing condition,
Right.
or better.
Well, I'm sure some people like better, because if it's an older house, you can make it new, and they'll have a whole new area for you. So, anything?
And don't hesitate to reach out to us, guys. We do treat everybody like our own family. Like our neighbor. We like to be involved in the community and assist and serve as many people as we can.
Well, of course, and because you want them, because they just went through a tragedy, you're trying to help them overcome that, and then they'll appreciate you even more, and obviously recommend you for if something happened to their neighbors.
Yeah, we have to always, myself, I try to offer them as much support, and also not only restoration services, but also emotional support.
I'm sure you do. So that's it. So we're wrapping up Testimonial Tuesday here at Ideal Nutrition at 12958 Sunstone Avenue, brand new location. Come on by, get your meal for lunch today. Don't forget about Connect Her coming up on Thursday. We've got the real next level real estate trades network tomorrow night at Lee Vista at the Rock and Brews. And of course, Feast in the East is on February 26th. Go to the eocc.org website to find out any more information on that. And then we do have a coffee club this Thursday at Bonefish, right there at Lake Underhill and Alafaya Trail. Come by, it's 8:30. Great chance to meet and hang out with the coffee club folks. Thanks to JJ Camacho for taking care of us with Camacho Photo Cinema. It was, he provides storytelling where it meets artistry, from striking photography to cinematic video. They capture the moments that matter most with style and precision. Again, my name's Rick Morris, one of your ambassadors of the Chamber. Thanks for joining. Thanks for Virgil Vulcan for joining us.
Thank you, Rick.
Have a wonderful day.